Good evening, ladies and germs. Eric Elan here with another episode of Mixology with the Bouncer. And tonight we will be making. Sorry, I've been off for a couple of days there. I've had things to do, and I was tired last night. Didn't feel like having a drink. That's life. So tonight we will be making the last two cocktails, I think, for a while. These two cocktails are both whiskey-based cocktails, and they'll be triple shots. And we'll be mixing two types of alcohol with some juice chaser and some spices. So this one's going to be kind of fun. Both of these cocktails are based on a cocktail I found online called the Sauveur cocktail, which is a whiskey-based cocktail, and the person in the video that was making it was an Indian woman, and I thought that was kind of unique. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. We'll be doing a take on the Sauveur. We're going to call that one. It's going to have a mountain theme tonight. So the first one will be called the K2 from the Himalayas, which is part of Nepal, India, and all the rest of it. And the second one we'll be making will be a Canadian flavored cocktail. We're going to call that the St Sauveur, which is a ski hill here in Quebec. Sorry. Right, so we're going to get started right away. We'll get started with a couple of shots. I'm going to use my problem shaker. So we'll start out with 2 shots of Seagram's VO, very old rye whiskey. The original recipe calls for a single malt whiskey, but I have rye, so good enough. 2 shots, no ice. Ice is a sort of an overused thing anyway. I don't like water in my drinks. 2 ounces of whiskey. Right, I'm going to cap this so we don't have an accident. Where did I put the cap now? Alright, well, I'll put it over here so I don't have an accident. So 2 shots of whiskey, I'll be using that again. So 2 shots of whiskey. The second liqueur we'll be using will be Ricard, which is an anise based alcohol. It's 45% alcohol. Bang, bang. So we're going to add 1 ounce of Ricard Pastis, which is from Marseille, France, by the way. You might remember this from the other night. 1 ounce. We'll rinse that out in a minute. 1 cap out of 2. There's the other cap. Just found it. Right in front of me. All right. Now, to that we're going to add a little bit of spice. Cloves. Cloves are an interesting spice. As you all know, they do things to your mouth. They're good for sore teeth and what have you. And this might have a little bit the same effect of liquid cocaine. Liquid cocaine, if you know, is sorry, that's something in my muddler sorts that out. It's probably from when I was cooking earlier. C'est la vie. Stuff happens. I'm in a kitchen after all. All right, so we're going to go with a little bit of cloves. Not too much. And we're going to filter this out with a strainer anyway. So it'll just be the taste of the cloves. So cloves, yeah, like I was saying, it has a little bit the same effect as liquid cocaine, which is Goldschlager and Jager, I think it is, where you get this sort of sensation in your mouth. That's the cocaine in the drink. So we're going to muddle this a little bit to make more surface. The reason you want to muddle the spices is that basically it creates a larger surface to let the flavor of the spices go into the drinks. So smaller pieces, more surface. Oops. Damn it, I screwed. Yeah, I dropped those again. Let me start that over again. I'm having a bad night. I'm having a bad night. All right, let's start that over again. Right. Some weeks, eh? So we'll start again. Put some cloves in there and try not to drop it on the stove this time. I haven't even started drinking yet. That's the worst part. It's probably going to get messy later on. All right, so let's muddle that again. Once again, muddle the cloves. All right. And now we'll put it into the shaker and not on the stove. There we go. All right. Now, to that we're going to add some pineapple juice. This is actually a special, guys, because I usually don't drink juice and I don't buy it. So I bought this drink just for you guys. I'll have to make pork chops with it later or something like that. Right, so we're going to add to that about 6 ounces. About 6 ounces of pineapple juice. Pineapple juice. And then we're going to whisk that up. Right. Hopefully it won't spill. And like I said, we're going to strain this to get the excess spice out. We don't want it in the drink, we want it outside the drink. Otherwise you end up with all kinds of strange sediment in the drink, and that's a no bueno. We're not going to do a garnish for this. I'm not a big garnish guy, you know. Pink parasols are for other people. Alright, hopefully that's on right tonight. Let's give it a shot. Alright, here we go. Shake this for about 20-30 seconds. So far so good. I don't feel anything leaking. Yeah, I was kind of impressed when I saw an Indian woman as a bartender. I thought, wow, that's probably a first. I mean, well, I guess there must be Indian bartenders after all. I just haven't met any. And that's good enough. It's already starting to leak. All right, now we're going to filter this out into a glass. Glasses aren't chilled tonight. I don't drink whiskey cold anyway, so not the end of the world. So we're going to filter this out. Pour quickly. Like so. And the sediment ended up in the bottom, which is what it was supposed to do. So drink number 1 is done. Let me just get rid of this. Clean that off. Clean this out. So that's drink number 1. That's the K2. I'm already having problems with this. Hold on a minute. Get this off. Get the top off. Yeah, this shaker is really not agreeing with me these days, I'll tell you. Not the greatest. So let me just get this off and we'll get this rinsed out, and I will be with you in a minute. Come back on the camera at least. Now this thing is really not the best. Not the best. I don't understand. It's tight and the damn thing leaks anyway. Go figure. Alright, so rinse this out properly. Get all the clothes out of it. So like I said, the second one tonight is similar and dissimilar. Alright, good enough. Similar and dissimilar. In that, I'll rinse this out too. Alright. There we go. So similar and dissimilar. Both are whiskey based. Both have juice in them. Both will have spice in them, and both have 2 kinds of liqueur. But apart from that, the second one is really typically Canadian as far as all the things that you'll find in it, all the tastes that and the flavors you'll find in it. So we'll get started. Uno. 2 shots once again. Double shot of whiskey. 1. 2. Canadian whiskey. That's the Canadian part once again. And have another comebacker with this guy that I seem to like these days. The Maple Bitters, Amirable, which is the maple-based bitters that I used the other night. So we're going to go for 1 ounce of that. Uno. 1 ounce. There we go. Just playing guitar today. I'll get my pinky back in shape. It's getting there. Getting there. It'll be there sooner than later. And to that we're going to add some spice. Once again, so in this case we'll be using cinnamon. Cinnamon and whiskey generally goes pretty well together. This is a cinnamon stick, of course. Not the powder, because that would end up all over the drink. We use a half a cinnamon stick. We don't have to use more than that. Alright, and we'll muddle that a little bit. A little bit of muddling once again. Just break that up. And make a bigger surface once again. That seep into the drink. And there we go. Trying to put that on the counter. So in goes cinnamon. Cinnamon. And then to that we're going to add 6 ounces of no-name apple juice. Apple juice is apple juice. Comes from apples, or it's supposed to anyway. Alright, these are actually the same containers they use for bouillon, chicken broth. Hold on, let me get that open. And almost there. I'm not good at these tabs. I got big fat fingers. There, it's open. All right, so 6 ounces more or less of apple juice. Of course, Canada and apples go well. We grow them all over the place, especially here in the Rougemont, here in Quebec. But they grow them everywhere at this point. I don't know what I'm going to do with the apple juice. I'll have to make more drinks, I guess. Unless somebody has a recipe for me. All right, and we'll zip this up. And we'll properly try to get it not to drip. The story of my life with this thing. I think my mother's come back to haunt me. She says, "What are you doing drinking every night? Get rid of that booze." All right. So, we'll get another glass. Here we go. That's drink number 2, the St Sauveur. We'll give that a shake and we'll strain it off. Shake that up pretty good. Good enough. And pour that in. I have to invest in a new strainer. Or a new shaker. Maybe a new strainer too. This isn't a double strainer, it's a single strainer. So it's meant for cooking, not booze. And there we go. Should be pretty good. Alrighty. So we shall try these two. I'm just going to clean out the stove because I have liquid all over the place and cloves and everything else. It's a war zone in here. Alright, so we'll give this a shot. Here you go, ladies and germs. Those are tonight's drinks. So, the K2, based on the Sapphire, and the St Sauveur, based on the Sapphire, I guess, yeah. Cheers, everybody. We'll try the Sapphire first. Ladies first. That's interesting. I can taste the anise and I can taste the pineapple juice. I mean, the whiskey isn't overpowering. I can taste the cloves a little bit, and you can taste them on your tongue there. That's a really interesting one. And I'm not a huge fan of fruity drinks either, so K2 gets a thumbs up. Now, the St Sauveur, the apple-based one. Cheers once again. I gotta call that the apple pie. That's very good. So it's sweet too, which is from the maple liqueur, I guess. It really does taste like apple pie. This one right here. Like I said, it has the maple flavors. It has the apples. It has the sweetness. And the whiskey is not overpowering once again. I can feel it now that I've had a couple of sips, but yeah, both of these are 2 thumbs up. This one I really like. Maybe it's my North American thing, because of the fact that it really does taste like apple pie. And this one I really like. I like the depth of the flavors in the K2, the Sapphire one. And it's the fact that I wasn't sure that the cloves were going to come out, but you actually can taste the cloves. So that's about that, folks. I mean, these are both thumbs up as far as I'm concerned. Both have 3 ounces of liquor in them. And not 30% liquor. It's 40%, I think, both of them, or all 3 of them. So that's it. These are both worth trying, I think. As you can see, I cleaned my act up. I decided to shave my face and my head. Everybody's growing a beard these days. And I kind of looked at this and I said to myself, well, you know, I was just letting myself go because there was nothing to do. And then I said to myself, I've grown a beard before in the past. I don't need to grow male pattern baldness, you know, the old ring around the baloney. And being that, you know, I go out in public and I should have some kind of, you know, savoir-faire and a sense of self, you know. And also the fact that I should be ready to go back to work right now. I mean, you know, I don't want to go to work looking like some hobo, you know. So that's about that. Got out and did some shopping yesterday. Got downtown. There was a hell of a lineup, but that's to be expected. And tomorrow I'm going to go get the rest of my bills paid for the beginning of the month there, get my house taxes paid, and get the money ready for my internet bill and what have you. So That'll probably take care of a fair chunk of change of what I have left. You know, it's fine, all fine getting $2,000 from the government, but it goes pretty fast. So, surprisingly. And that's about that, folks. I was playing guitar today. The pinky's coming along well. I should be able to do some music stuff hopefully this week. And then tomorrow I should be able to do the gardening hacks thing sometime during the day and upload it around supper time maybe. So that's about that. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm in a better mindset having been downtown a couple of times and, you know, having gotten stuff done, paying bills and what have you, and just being a regular adult. So that's about that. And I hope you've enjoyed the series of drinks. Like I say, I don't usually make drinks. I usually take your drink away and kick you out. So this is sort of a new thing for me. Although I do like cocktails, and hopefully you'll try some of these and enjoy them as well. So that's about that, folks. Have a happy Sunday. I hope you had dinner with your family or, you know, found something else to do. I'm having a drink. That's about that. I'll be hanging out with the cats tonight and doing some cleaning up. So that's it for me. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys tomorrow with some gardening hacks. And after that, maybe some music this week. Right? So be good. Bye.